Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's a couple of minutes after the Springboks have completed their game against the Barbarians in Cape Town. I just thought I'd do a quick hot take on the match there. Thumping win for the Springboks, 54-7. Didn't really see much of the Barbarians rugby that we know and we've come to love. A very good run out for the Springboks. They'll be very happy with everything. But for the Barbarians, I suppose they would have wanted to put up a much better sort of game. I think first of all, and I always wonder about these things, why do you put a game in Cape Town in June when you want running rugby? And we've seen it, we've asked this question before with the World Under-20s, where every time it happens in either Stellenbosch or in Athlone Stadium and it's a mud bath. A test now in the middle of sort of end of June as well as can always be rainy, and if you want a running game against the Barbarians, Cape Town's not a place to play it. I'm sure there's other factors for it. We spoke about it in the week. Probably one part of it is that Cape Town has probably the best crowds in South Africa. They turn up for the games, and 45,000 turned up for that. Haven't seen the final figure for the crowds, but that's probably why. It's just disappointing because the game deserved so much better in terms of weather and a dry field. What it did give us was probably the most colourful coin toss before the game ever. Have a look at these training shirts that the guys did the coin toss in, Peter Mahoney and Jesse Creel. Have a look at this. So then on to the game. I suppose the first thing you need to say about that game is, from the Barbarians, they would have been very disappointed. They didn't really have much ball, first of all. I suppose that's a credit to the Springboks. They looked like a team that had just come together for a couple of training sessions. Normally, the weather conditions allows them to play a bit better rugby as well. But it just looked like a situation where they didn't know each other, and the Springbok pressure really forced mistakes. And their fly-off made two big mistakes in the first 10 minutes, and the Boks scored just after that, and they were never going to look back from there. The Barbarians had some class players. I thought I was very impressed with Melvin Jamine. He was probably the classiest player on the Barbarian side. Peter Mahoney was really good. He had two great steals in the ruck and in the maul from the box. Really sort of put them under pressure there, and it's sad to see him. And it was great to see the Cape Town crowd give him a standing ovation as he walked off the field. What was also good to see was David Ribbons, who now is at Toulon and is their captain, and could be eligible for the Springboks for the next World Cup. Who think whether they go that way? There's a lot of talent, a lot of youngsters coming through in South Africa. Not sure they will, but David Ribbons certainly put in a really good performance, and from the Barbarians, was probably their man of the match as well. Him and Jamine. Certainly some great performances there from them. So from the moment that Malcolm Marx went over and made it 5-0, and just after that the Boks scored again, I think it was Cheslin that scored the second try, or Vincent that scored the second try. It was certainly never going to be a game that the Barbarians are going to do well. They seem to get parity in the scrums, and they won a late scrum penalty, and they got a late try through Jamine. But this wasn't an afternoon for Barbarian rugby. This wasn't an afternoon where those players could really show their worth. It looked like a team of individuals, and I know the Barbarian spirit is often like that, but they put together some great performances. But just today, just didn't seem like anywhere near that. It just seemed like there was one team on the field, one team controlling everything, and that was it. So tough on the Barbarians. I thought Ruben van Heerden put in a decent performance as well. He wanted that as well, and it's tough on them to go through this, because taking 50 points is never great, no matter where you do it. And while the South African crowd will be happy, they won't be happy at the fact that they didn't put up such a great performance. Of course, they matched the scoreline of the British Lions against the Western Force earlier in the day. That was interesting as well, just a little tidbit there. And the Springboks' biggest win ever over the Barbarians, and I think their first win in 20 odd years. So that was quite interesting. But we saw some wonderful tries from the Springboks and some really some good performances from them. So Rusty and Rasmus will be very pleased. He'll see this as a great workout. All the Japanese players got a good run out there, back in form. The players knew each other. The defence was good. They forced errors on the Barbarians side. So a lot for the Boks to be happy about.
In the red zone, yet again the Springboks. Fassi turns to the toe again.
Well, there we are again. It's Fassi using the foot.
Run by Feinberg and Gomez Zulu. But it's the Springbok fullback saying, I'm not fussy about which foot I use for the kick. First it was on the left, this time on the right. The little grubber through, and Colby going over for the Boks, as usual.
And the Springboks prevail once again.
So let's look at what Rassie would have thought about this game. I think if you're going through, first of all, some of the players, talking about the Japanese players, they all looked in very good form. Lotte Jager really looked good. It was great to see him score a try again, and he really looked hungry for action. Some of the other players that came through, Kwagga Smith really looked good when he came on the field the second half. But overall, there wasn't one player that really looked bad in any way. I think from if you start with the debutants, Asenati Ntlabakanye had a good debut. I thought he was pretty good in the scrum. Sort of really helped with it. He was so much experience around him, and they would be happy because the Boks often they don't want you to do anything out of the ordinary. They just want you to play your game in your debut. They don't expect you to go out there and create miracles. So he would have had a very satisfactory debut and be very happy. And then Vincent Situka, what can you say? Guy did so much work off the ball, really played exceptionally well. I've seen some comments on my video from earlier the week with the team announcement, and some people not quite happy that Vincent's in the Springbok side given the fact that he wasn't born in South Africa. But he has a South African passport, he's eligible, and he's come through the long way. And he certainly committed himself to South Africa, so he's ticked all the boxes, and he had a great game. And while his tries will probably be celebrated, the thing is, if you go look what he did off the ball, the amount of work he did off the ball, he certainly gave a great performance, and I was really impressed with. It was really a debut. We could see he was working hard off the ball. He was doing everything that the coaches wanted him to do. So he'll definitely have ticked a number of boxes in Rassie's book there. Who else made debuts? Nathan Forshire did a lot off the ball as well. Had a couple of good scrums. Had one scrum where the Barbarians won a penalty against him. I don't think the Boks will be too concerned about that. Marnus van der Merwe certainly looked good when he came on as well. In that front row of Jan-Hendrik Wessels, Marnus and Neertling. Certainly looked like there probably needs to be a little bit more work there. It's very hard to judge from first game as well. But Jan-Hendrik Wessels in the loose again also did exceptionally well. Let's go through the team quickly. From the start, I think the guy who made the first impression for the Springboks, Apelele Fassi, weekend special. The Church of Fassi would be very happy. They've seen all these tricks, and today he showed a number of moves, a number of grubber kicks that really worked well for the Springboks.
In the red zone, yet again the Springboks. Fassi turns to the toe again.
Well, there we are again. It's Fassi using the foot.
Run by Feinberg and Gomez Zulu. But it's the Springbok fullback saying, I'm not fussy about which foot I use for the kick. First it was on the left, this time on the right. The little grubber through, and Colby going over for the Boks, as usual.
And the Springboks prevail once again.
The two wingers, Kirtley and Cheslin really came into their own. Both scored tries, both looked extremely dangerous. And it just shows we haven't seen them, so what a pleasure it is just to see them dancing on the field there, beating defenders with ease. Jesse Kriel looked exceptional as well. David in the class. Can't really fault anybody there. What do you say? Where do you find fault with a performance like that? Looking at the halfbacks, I thought that that audacious dummy by Sasha van Gomezulu will be in highlight reels across the world. Certainly one that you don't see every day, and the kid's got a lot of talent. It wasn't really a game where the Flyers really had to dominate, but he certainly played well. Nothing wrong with his game. I think he's also sort of learning slowly that he doesn't always have to do all the magic. Sometimes he just needs to be a conduit. Morne van der Berg looked really hyped up for the game and did a lot of good things. 1 or 2 mistakes as well. Nothing really wrong really to write home about that the coaches will be concerned about. Jean-Luc Dupré looked good in that first half, was really physical, really got stuck in there as well. You saw Marco van Staalen quite often. The one guy we didn't see much is Sam Cane, I must admit. Maybe it's just on the TV, it didn't see him too much, but Peter Mahoney was always in the picture, and Sam Cane just sort of disappeared. And he probably did a lot of work, and I'm talking a couple of minutes after the game, so it's easy to miss somebody when you're watching a TV screen, and it takes your attention away. So what will the Boks have to work on from that? Well, I think most of the things, everything worked well for them. There'll be a concern a bit about some of the scrums. Don will definitely work on some of those. Breakdown areas, the Barbarians disrupted them a bit with the breakdown. Some of their moves didn't come off. They probably left a few tries out there. They'll want to include that. But overall, they'll be pretty satisfied with everything that they've done. The one interesting one was Andre Estes in the flank, and that was quite funny to see. I just imagine the poor fly-off on the other side in this June Test Series, if you're going to see Sasha lining up with Jesse, Damien, Andre, and probably Jasper Visser somewhere along the line, or whoever's number 8 be alongside them. So it's going to be quite interesting. That's certainly a bit of terror for the opposition. Andre Esterhuizen is a very, very capable centre, a very physical guy, and can play flank any day. He's got the size for it and the mobility. So that was interesting. That was very interesting for me, and we're probably going to see a couple more of those things this week, this season as well.
Reinach, away to Bashir, soft hands, wonderful play from the Springboks here. Damien Dialenda sends it downfield for Curtly Arendse to chase. Curtly Arendse is a free and clear. Arendse is in for the try.
Yeah, that's where it is there. Just the linking between forwards and backs, beautiful. Curtly Arendse had the juice to get there, had the pace, and he finishes for the Springboks. But well-worked try, well-executed try. The combination of backs and forwards, excellent. Curtly gets another one.
And the Springboks prevail once again.
But all in all, a great win for the Springboks. You can't really fault much what they did. 8 tries to 1, a successful night, not the greatest weather, and in the weather to put up 54 points, 8 tries, very well done. What we would have hoped for a better game. It's going to be interesting to see what Italy did. They had a big win against Namibia on Friday afternoon, so that'll be interesting to see how they come this week. We'll be at Loftus from Monday, at the Boks from Monday, and seeing everything they do. But yeah, certainly. If let me know your thoughts of the Boks game. What do you think the Boks need to work on? I mean, who was your standout performer for the day, and who did you enjoy the most in that rain? It would be very interesting to hear. Again, excuse me because I've got a bit of a cold. We'll be doing a proper review of the game probably on Tuesday morning. We've got a special guest coming in, somebody you'll know very well, somebody who's very well known to rugby viewers, a former Springbok coach. And he'll be helping us going through the game as well. So keep your eyes on this channel for that as well. We're going to do a lot more of these sort of bringing different voices into the channel as well. But if you've watched this hot take, thank you for watching, and please subscribe as well. And chat to you soon. Cheers.